So I figured it was probably a good time to give you guys an update of where we've been, why we haven't made a video in a year, and a little bit of what's been going on. So the last video we would have posted was of this car on the dyno in about April, May of 22. We had just gotten it finished. We tried to get it done for 2K, but that ended up not happening. So we had this car on the dyno, made good power. We can show you that clip here. So you had seen this car on the dyno just after Texas 2K. We'd been working on some customer cars after that point, getting some things wrapped up. At this point, we were pretty much closing Hangman, our shop. We had a few guys that used to work with us that no longer did, so it just didn't make sense to keep the shop anymore. The next thing I would have done was we went to LS9x, Texas. It was the first one out in Dallas. So we went out there, we did a few things. And at that event, I noticed that I started not to feel real well. I got out of breath really quickly. My heart rate was racing, walking up into the stands to watch the drag racing. You know, I was just like winded as could be. So after we got back from that event, took a couple days off work, really didn't start feeling good. So ended up going to the doctor, got some blood work done, and went back to work. It was a Friday. The doctor called me, said I had some critical lab results and I should go to the ER. So we packed up, we went to the ER. And mind you, my wife was pregnant, due about a week later. So in the emergency room, wife couldn't move around very well. She's ready to pop and trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And so we stayed in the emergency room overnight. Next couple days go by. By Sunday, we basically found out that we had some kind of blood cancer diagnosis. So after they had figured out what was going on, I got transferred and I began chemo basically immediately the next day, Monday. So I went to the ER Friday and I started chemo on Monday. So not to go into 100% details, but I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I went through my first round of chemo, which is called induction. It's basically a month-long stay in the hospital. Some of the guys that would have seen this already know what was going on the Facebook page. I ended up basically canceling and refunding all the open orders that I had for Lse9x because really I had no idea what was going to be going on. So we had figured out a way to kind of outsource some of our manufacturing and keep the business going, which was great because I was not working full-time anymore. So after my first induction round of chemotherapy, again, that was a month-long treatment, I had a couple weeks off and I went in for a second and third round, and we had figured out that I was basically going to be needing a stem cell transplant as treatment for the acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So that process began and started feeling a little better recovering from the chemo, and this is now starting to get into the end of the year, and my transplant was scheduled to happen late November. So I felt pretty decent after recovering from the third or fourth round of chemo before my transplant. So I started working on the roll cage in this car because I wanted to get as much done as I could ahead of time, because I knew it was going to be a long recovery afterwards and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do anything. So I tried to knock out as much of the roll cage as I could. There's a few clips of it going together. I got most of the main hoop, the funny car cage, the roof structure all done, and then that was basically where we left off. Then we went in for our stem cell transplant. That was in late November. It was about a month-long stay again in the hospital with a lengthy recovery afterwards. After I got out of the hospital, did get to go home for Christmas. Don't really remember much from December for the next few months because it was pretty rough. Started recovery. I had to go to the hospital basically every day, and then slowly every other day, and then a couple times a week for the next few months. I really didn't do anything car related other than try to get Lse9x orders out until maybe June or July, when I started feeling a little bit better and saw that hopefully I would be able to get the car done by September to go to Lse9x East. So we started working on the roll cage, started finishing up what we could, Started feeling better and better basically August, with a month to go to LS Fest, and we got started again, and then drag racing began. Doing some patching in here. A few spots we had to modify. I cut out this section to give a little more clearance for the power glide shifter. I always had issues with it. And then filling up shifter location. About to fill this hole in, that hole, a couple of the AC holes up here too. But getting all finished up in here. Getting plugs in. Gonna put the charge pipes back on. Finish plumbing, boost control, everything else is back together. Radiators in, fans back in. Interior. Pro dash is in, everything's wired. Kirky. Dominator. Fuses and controllers. Water tank and pump. Gonna finish wiring. Chutes on, air tanks in, got to finish wiring fuel pumps, but getting really close. Here's a little explanation of what's going on in these next clips. So we got the car all put back together after LS Fest. We made the first pass to the quarter mile, blew the doors off the car. I had carbon fiber doors on the car and they were all raggedy, so we ended up putting the stock doors back on it, cutting the driver's side one up, trying to get some weight out of it, but got the power windows. So we got the stock front, passenger and driver door, and then the rears are still the carbon door, so these are still light. But after we did that, we ended up going to the 8th mile track a few times, making a bunch of hits in the car. I think we went like 3 or 4 times to the 8th mile track, made a couple hits each time, made a little progress on getting it to 60 foot. It's really tough with the new combination. Everything is different, new suspension and everything. So we were going home to Florida over the Christmas break, so we decided to take the car with us so we could race at Orlando Speed World and also at Bradenton. There were 2 test and tunes that we were planning on going to. And then before that, we actually went to the quarter mile track here locally, and never even got a full pass. So just to give you a little heads up on what's coming up in the next few clips, because there's not much talking, it's just a bunch of racing. So here's the clips of that. Alright, we're out here at Orlando Speed World in town for Christmas, so we brought the BMW with us. Gonna run out the quarter mile today, see what it does. Got everything set, ready to go pretty much. New catch can on here, second catch can. Tires are all aired up. Got Frank's bead locks on here, so we're borrowing those from him because we were having problems spinning them. So they're all teched in, icing it down. Put a tune-up in it. See what I'll do. Ooh, I don't think that was it, but it felt good. All right, let's go get our slip. I know. Yeah, when an 8012 or 172.
A lot slower.
Oh yeah, a lot less mile an hour.
That was pretty.
Yeah, 135. Slower to 60 foot too. 135. But it went a 216 to the 8th, so that's pretty good. I'll take it. I'm not complaining if I'm going 8.0s.
No, but I'm glad it hooked and everything. Holy shit! Oh my god!
It felt fast. That felt fast. Whew! Got a little loose. I'm not gonna look at the drag yet. I want to see the slip. Gotta get the chute. Whew. Got a little smoke, but no fire. Whew, that felt good. God, the car's still full of smoke. Okay, go get a slip. Sounds good still. I didn't even look at oil pressure or anything as I was pulling off. Yeah, still got a bell, still got oil pressure. Enough of that. I can't do it anymore. Woo, baby. Yeah. 17919 and 172. It went a 5, 129, and the 8th 140. I wonder